Welcome to Wayne's Weird World. This is not wonderful, but the wine is. Cheers. It's always 1 o'clock somewhere. Isn't that right, Gus? Yeah, right, okay. Dendrobium Speciosum. Very, very, very overgrown. And it's going to take some serious surgery. I started nipping away here. It's going to take a lot. All of these stems are dead and rotten. Somebody got to it with a brush cutter, and it's not looking very good. But there might be some new growth in there, so I don't want to go in too aggressively. But I am going to have to cut this pot away. And if I can figure out how to put this film on fast forward, this won't be quite so tedious, because right now it's going to be a long process. And I'm guessing somewhere up over an hour. Even this is not going to go very quick. Hopefully I won't break these little secateurs in the process, because I really like them for some of this smaller work. I nearly got a saw out to cut it that way, but I don't know. This might do. Look what we have here. Has this been in the pot for a while? Yes, I think so. Right. Not exactly delicate work, this, but we'll get there. No saving this pot. Dialogue is going to be very limited with this work. Oh, come on. Yeah. There might be some new growth in there. I'll try and avoid the expletives. Which sometimes become rather frequent with jobs like this. Whoa! We have the remnants of a flower pot. Now, that baby is solid root mass, so I'll just trim away, pot it up, and we'll see how well it goes. I want to keep a good half of the existing root system, so I won't cut it off quite as short as I normally would, and I will cut the bottom of the root mass out. These are all roots. Look at that. What I'm looking for in amongst all this are some little traces of new growth, which I really hope I can find. Really wanted to bouncing off the concrete and taking out some of these shoots, these growths. But I haven't seen any new growth. Maybe this is all it needs. But oh dear. Why they use the brush cutter on it, I have no idea. But I'm just going to cut these old shoots off short. Oh, they're like cardboard. That won't cut at all. That is not what we want. Cardboard, rotted, horrible stuff. Do not use brush cutters on orchids. Not the recommended. Ah well. Because they just rot. Anything like this, they're all past it. That would have been a new shoot right there. But well and truly past it. Ooh, do not drop it. Yeah, I think this will come up looking all right. Australian native Dendrobium Speciosum. They grow in the wild on the coastal hillsides on the east side of the dividing range, all the way from the New South Wales Victorian border, all the way up to Queensland, up into the coastal hills towards Cape York. They're pretty amazing plants. Tough as a proverbial old boot. The leaves are like leather or plastic or something like that. They're really pretty tough. And a lot of these will grow in full sun on rocky outcrops where there's a little bit of drainage of rainwater or spring. They don't like standing in water though. They really don't like that at all. What do we have here? Take that out. it's interesting that the roots will actually grow up into the old dead stems. Why? Looking for moisture. Any source of moisture. And right now, Australia is in the grips of one of our worst droughts ever. And bushfires that are extreme. And when you have categorized bushfires and it gets to extreme, that is not good. This is where the fires will race along. They'll get up into the crowns of the trees, and a crown fire will move very, very fast, and you get an attack of embers flying in front of the fire front, as much as several kilometers in front of the existing fire. That is pretty scary. Now, I've been close, but I've never been caught up in it, and I really, really don't want to. Yep, a lot of this old dead stuff. Can't see any new growths. It's been terribly neglected. And hitting it with a brush cutter probably didn't do it a lot of good. Yeah. Well, this is a pretty serious haircut. Not the only one that gets haircuts. My haircuts end up being very short. I always told my school kids when I was teaching that all the girls that had really long hair, about the same hair color as my eyebrows and mustache, that when they want to get a haircut, get it put into a plait, get it cut off, and then bring it to me so I could have a wig made to keep my head warm in the winter. And they'd look at me like, "You've got to be kidding." Well, probably not a bad idea, but I don't think I will. No, I don't think I will. Well, I don't think I'm going to go too much further, because I might just cut some of the bottom of this mass off. No, these have all been chopped. And they're dead, so yeah, okay. Take those out as well. Now, if I fast forward all this, oh, that hurt. I wouldn't be able to chat about nonsense. This is not easy. Maybe a brush cutter on something like this is a good idea. Depends upon what you want when you finish. Yeah. I reckon you'd end up with something pretty horrible. Look at that. They just grow right up through the old dead stem. Pseudobulb, excuse me. Give it a correct name. Yep, pseudobulbs. Wow. Thanks, Fred. He dropped this off yesterday. He said, "Here, you've got plenty of room for another orchid." Yeah. I've got room, I guess. But, what a mess. Have I gotten all the worst of it? Maybe. Ah. Well, that's still green. Roots are running right up alongside of it. Pretty cool, really. Pretty cool. And there's leaves in it and everything else. This was passed on to Fred from Peter and Helen, good friends of his, and I think they were actually going to throw it out. They were doing some cleanup. It was back behind one of their sheds, and one of their workmen probably last year had been going a little bit crazy. Hit it with a brush cutter. Out of sight, out of mind, and who cares? It's just one of those things. They might not have even noticed. But, yeah. And when you find something like this, pretty serious. Those are green. There's a bit of food storage in there. Just cut those off a little bit at the top. Oh, that had been a flower spike. Cool. Yep. It'll be nice to see some new growth on this. And yeah, it'll just live outside. Northwest coast Tasmania. See, this is a flower spike as well. Northwest coast of Tasmania. I might get a light frost, but nothing that this can't handle. In the foothills of the Blue Mountains on the Dividing Range, they get a lot more than just a light frost. They probably even get a dusting of snow occasionally. Yep. Pretty cool. All right, now I'm going to cut the bottom off and leave it. Well, it's already had a fair haircut. Now, I might have saw this off. Oh, they've got potting mix in here with rocks in it. I got rocks in my pockets and dirt in my shoes. Well, goodbye, non-believer. You know I really hate to leave her. So long, baby. I've got those flashback blues. John Prine, great American songwriter. And when I put it in a new pot, I'm going to put it in a pot that I can just get my hands around the edge of this root mass. And if all goes well, it will be happy and growing. I'd like to cut through the middle of this to take out any dead roots in the middle. But honestly, on something like this, I'd probably set it back further than what I'd like. Now, this is where you'd normally find, well, that might be. Can you see that? Let's move it up. That little brown nubbin. That might be a new growth. Usually they're green. Well, with this speciosum, I don't know. But I'm not going to hack away at that one. I'll just leave that one alone. It's soft and waxy. It's firm, so it's not a papery husk. That might come good. Who knows? Normally, if I was working with a cymbidium, I'd just rip this whole thing apart. But this one, I really don't think I want to. All the old potting mix is pretty much broken down, which is why gravel and charcoal, as you can see in there, oh, there's some pine bark. There's some pine bark in there that's not too bad. Usually, well, actually, I spoke too soon. When you can take pine bark and crumble it away like that, it's pretty much rotted away. But to clean all this out, probably isn't going to do it a great deal of good, and it's a lot of work. Okay, now this stuff is good. Charcoal. That's probably the best stuff you can have in there. Charcoal, a bit of gravel. Look at that. That will last for years. The same with the gravel. Where the pine bark, let's try this one. No, that's firm. Not bad. Stuff like that will do you quite well. I've broken knives doing this. That's why I get them from the op shop for about 10 or 20 cents. Nice charcoal. Yep. That will do just fine. Yeah, you break knives this way. But when you're only paying, 20 cents or 50 cents, yeah, this is this is not very gentle, but it'll recover really quite well. It's got a couple more months of summer. Keep it well watered, and yeah, I don't know when it was watered last. Pretty tough stuff. Well, I think I'm going to leave it for now. I can always go back and take out some of these other tips, like that one. See, when you pull the sheath and it just peels away like that, it's a dead root. But these are firm and resilient, even one like that. Let's cut that off. Show you. That's, other than being damaged by me, it was fairly firm and not hollow. So got plenty of these, lots of them. Like something like that. Let's get there. It's covered in these things. Good, healthy root system. Even though it's flattened, it's simply flattened because it was squeezing down along the inside of a flower pot. But good, healthy roots. Yep, plenty of them. Okay. What a mess. Now to find a pot and pot this thing up. No, it doesn't have a name like Tiny's, but you'll get one. That's it. Wayne's Weird World. See you later.